everybody, welcome to the Geriatric Millennials. This is Beth.
And this is Jayme.
And we're just two oldish, youngish ladies talking about songs that changed who we fundamentally are as people.
Yes, they shaped us.
Shaped us, grew us. I don't know. This was really fun to think about.
It was. It was also a little bit difficult because, wow, there's a lot of songs in life.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm going to think of something later and be like, 100%. Oh crap, I wish I would have put that one in there. But
I'm also going to make our list into a playlist so that if anybody,
please.
So I'll put it in the show links and it'll be a playlist of all these songs.
Oh, I love this.
It was really fun because it's just like, it was amazing to think about like the different eras of life and stages of life and like how these songs impacted and whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh.
So did you divide your life into like, because so this is what I did. I did like childhood and then teens and then a little bit older. That's kind of how I did it in my
I am
mind.
Mentally, yes, but my list is just random.
Okay.
So we'll just see what happens.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. My first song literally was a song in college that really just like spoke to me so deeply. It was my first year away at college and I was obsessed with Mariah Carey's Rainbow album. And it just had so many songs on there that were like, I just needed to hear at that time. And it was like my first time away from home. I was really having a hard time. There was a boy that I cared about so much that we were parted and had conflicting feelings about. And there's one song on there and it's not even a song. It's an interlude. And it's basically a poem she sings. It's called Rainbow. And it basically is like, I know there's a rainbow for me to follow to get beyond my sorrow. Thunder precedes the darkness. And then there's going to be sunlight and I'll be all right and I'll find my way home. And to this day, I will listen. That is on like my sad girl like playlist. Like
Are you tearing up right now?
When I'm in my feels, not fully, but it just invokes something in me. And I just, it just hits so many things for me.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it is definitely in that playlist that I need to listen to when I'm like, I'm just in my feels. And I will listen to it and I will just, if you ever saw me driving down the street listening to that song, I'd be like, oh, that woman is in a place.
I don't know if you should listen to it when you're driving.
Absolutely. I emote the best when I'm driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Well, like I said, I kind of divided mine. So I was trying to think of, early childhood and, because songs have shaped me, right? Okay. Do you know who Salty the Singing Songbook is?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, it's kind of, okay. You're going to have to look it up and you'll see. It's just, it's a Christian culture thing.
Okay.
He would sing songs. He was like this blue. It was, okay. How do I even explain this? It was a person dressed like a big songbook and he was blue.
It's like a Barney. It's like a character.
Yes, it's a character. And then, so all of those kind of songs. And then also like the songs that he would sing. And then also just like church, like children's songs like this. That is what comes to mind when I was really little. And then also just in my home, my dad and my mom would play, my dad played the guitar and they would sing together and my mom would write songs. And that is what I grew up like listening to was my parents singing and playing. And a lot of it was like Christian songs that you would sing in like a church. And so there wasn't like a specific song that came to mind, but it's just, there's just so many of these like little children's songs and also just these, Christian songs that like I feel like that really just was all I was surrounded with in terms of like music. I didn't really listen to other stuff when I was young. Yeah. And so I know that definitely like shaped me, but I'll never forget there was one time that I was at this conference with someone. This was up in Canada and I was a young, I don't know, I was probably around 19 or something. And I heard this woman was playing this piano and I heard her singing this song and it stopped me in my tracks because I was like, that's my mom's song. My mom wrote that song.
Oh my gosh.
How is this person singing the song that my mom wrote? Because it wasn't a song that anybody knows except for my mom because she wrote it. And so I went to this lady. It was a big conference that I was at. It was actually a homeschool conference that I was working with a woman who was involved in the homeschool community. So I guess I was 18. It was that year. So it's like faith adjacent, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, what? How is this person, this stranger, like singing my mom's song? So I went up to her afterwards and I talked to her and I said, that's my mom's song. Like what in the world? And so she said, so we figured it out that she knew my mom like way back in the day. And my mom taught her this song Like she heard my mom sing it and she wanted to learn it. And so my mom like shared it with her and she's been singing it since. And it was like this weird connection that like, I will never forget, you know, hearing that song. That's the only time this ever happened, like in the wild, because who knows the songs that my mom has written, right? It was just bizarre.
Is crazy.
But it just reminds me of like, those were the songs that really shaped my childhood until I was a little bit older and started, you know, listening to my quote unquote, my own music. And I'll get to that soon.
Okay. I have a childhood song, Skidamarinky Dinky Dink by Sharon, Lois, and Bram.
Terrible.
It was amazing. And has hand motions. And my little brother and I would sing this song all the time. And we would watch Sharon, Lois, and Bram, the TV series where these, at the time, they were our age. They're middle-aged. They look ancient compared, you know, now. But they would just have all these songs. The Elephant Show. That's what was on, The Elephant Show. And it was just, they always ended this show with that song. And they had all kinds of kids songs that they would sing. And it was just like so wholesome and fun and uplifting. And to this day, I love that song. And it's one of those songs like, you know, like, I mean, you have kids, so it's obviously different. But for me, when I work with students and I, you know, when I babysit kids and I be around kids when I was younger, like I could hear my childhood coming out, or I'd hear my parents. And so like I would sing the kids the Skidamarinky Dinky song, or, you know, I'd say something and I could hear my parents' voices. Anyway, it was very much that for the Elephant Show, but it was chef's kiss. So good. Bangers.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So like I said, when I started like growing up listening to my own music, I was still very immersed in like Christian culture. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the DC Talk was something I listened to, and particularly the song, I Don't Want It. Okay. This shaped me because, this song is all about sex, and it's all about how like we don't want sex until we're married. Oh. And that's what all the lyrics are about. And you like sing along. And looking back like now and seeing, I was just like, when I thought about this, like, wow, like that song actually did have a part in shaping me, because it was just reinforcing this idea of really not wanting, not wanting anything to do with sex as a teenager. Like that was really what I was, you know, striving for. And I mean, I want to say it's a good song.
It's a banger, but not a banger.
Exactly. Yeah. It's catchy.
Okay.
Did you never hear that one?
So I was not in like the contemporary Christian music world when I was a teenager. I was not involved with church really or anything. I'm dying because the song that I have on my list next is from, it really did shape me, but completely opposite.
Oh no, is it? I think I know what it is.
No. It's actually, so there's this movie I loved growing up called Foxfire, about these girls in like Portland or Seattle or something, led by Angelina Jolie, that kind of rebel against some of the bad behavior men are doing. And they just kind of form this girl gang. And I don't know, it's like a very like sexually open, liberating kind of like, but like girlhood movie where it's not like necessarily like just about like it's about intimacy between women friends. And there's a couple people that definitely have an intimate moment that's like more romantic, but it's more along the intimacy that happens in girl relationships and how like beautiful that is and like that part of girlhood. Anyway, there's a character in the film that's like kind of, you know, she's a little pudgy and like not the cute one and nobody really wants her. And she gets to be really good friends with this girl that's, you know, like really into sex and all this stuff. And they're shopping at this grocery store and she sings this song that she wrote. And so the girl the actress that plays her is Jenny Lewis, who left acting and became is a fantastic artist and makes great music. Anyway, but it's called, I don't know what the song's called, but it's like another spoken word poetry. It was like, she says, like, do you want to come into my house? Do you want to show me things I've never seen before? I don't want to tie you down. I just want to tie you up. Do you want to come inside my house? Eyes open. Your girl wants to do everybody. And literally, like, I actually have a picture of this. I have to see if I can dig it out. Like in my room, like when I was like 16, I painted my room and I wrote those lyrics on the wall. It was like my mantra of like, I just want to be like free in this way and like be with these dudes. And it was crazy. So yeah.
Wow, Beth.
I was obsessed with it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It was.
What an opposite.
It's complete opposite.
I Don't Want It by DC Talk.
Yeah.
I can't wait to listen to this whole entire soundtrack that you're going to put together after this. Okay. Also teen years. Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard soundtrack.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah.
I couldn't even pick one song. I think I listened to that just like constantly for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
There are so many good songs in the Bodyguard soundtrack.
And they're amazing songs.
And so many of them are sung by Whitney Houston. And she was such an incredible singer.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have a Whitney Houston song around the same time. It was from the movie Waiting to Exhale, which I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's about these 4 Black friends and they're just all dealing with different things in their relationships with men and blah, blah, blah. And there's a song called Why Does It Hurt So Bad that Whitney Houston put her foot in. It is like, she's like, why does it hurt so bad? Why do I feel so sad? I thought I was over you and I'm not. And girl, the amount of times I would belt that in my bathroom while I was taking a shower, my family was probably like, what the heck is wrong with her? And I am singing my soul out to these boys.
I love this.
And it was so good. And it was just like, it's so cathartic. If you need like to cleanse your soul, you sing that song.
Oh,
that's so many Whitney songs.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Another, I had the Bodyguard like soundtrack and then I have a couple of albums that I feel like were just the soundtrack to my life. Okay. Sarah McLachlan was the whole album, but the song I Will Remember You, that was like right around the time that I was graduating and it was like people's grad songs and everything like that. Because of the lyrics and because what she's talking about. Yes. And it's like, I will remember you. Will you remember me? And she's such a great singer. I think that is the first CD that I bought after I got a job. I remember I was so excited to have money to spend and I went and I bought my first pair of flare jeans and a Sarah McLachlan CD.
Both great choices, by the way.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
I mean, it was like top choice.
Yeah.
What was the first thing I was going to buy?
Yeah.
It was those 2 things.
Of course. I'm a big musical theater person. Like I love musical theater. I love singing. Like I wish, the heavens would have blessed me with a voice for musical theater because I love it so much. But when I was growing up, I would watch Chorus Line, the movie. And there's a song called At the Ballet where there's 3 women talking about their experience, growing up, and it's all related to ballet. And that song just did something to me. So I probably watched it from the time I started watching it was like elementary school because it came out in the 80s. And it's one of my go-to like personal karaoke songs when I'm in the car singing. And there was just like a few really great musical theater songs. It was that one. It was At the Ballet from A Chorus Line. It was Out Here on My Own from the movie Fame, which is another one that's just, I don't know why my life is struggle, but like a lot of these songs are about just like inner turmoil and struggle. Yeah. And then the last one, and this is more recent, is Legally Blonde from Legally Blonde the musical. And it's a song about how Elle Woods is kind of discovering, it's after like in the movie when her professor tries to make it pass at her and like kiss her. So it's in the play, in the musical, she's like singing about it and how she's going to go home and how like she wanted it to be something more and she's never going to be that thing because they can only see her as this one thing. Anyway, these songs, man, they just speak to my soul. And they are literally on my I call it my Noribang, which is like Korean singing rooms, playlist that I sing in my car when I'm having bad days. And it's just the musical theater of it all and just the emotion behind it. Obsessed. And it changed my brain chemistry growing up.
I cannot wait to hear these songs because I haven't heard those.
Oh, they're so good. Yeah.
I love this. Okay. Right alongside Sarah McLachlan was Alanis Morissette for me.
Yes.
Jagged Little Pill. That whole album. Every single song on that album is so good.
Phenomenal.
It's so, so good. And I was a teenager right at that time. And it was just, oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved singing along. And also around that time, actually, I have no idea when this song came out, but for me, it was formative. It was the song called Bitch by Meredith Brooks. And I just remember singing it and it almost felt freeing because it was just like I said, I was raised in a Christian household. If you've listened to our podcast for any length of time, you've gotten to know me, like I grew up in Belize, like it was very sheltered. It was very conservative, sort of like just isolated from pop culture. And so when I was 16, we moved back to Canada and I was kind of exposed to, pop culture again. And I was just trying to figure out like where I fit in and what, who I was and how to, relate to people when I've had such a totally different experience for the last 5 years of my formative years. And anyways, everything was like so prim and proper and like strict and religious and everything in this Mennonite community that I was in. And then I go up to Canada and like, there's just a lot more options and things to be a part of and things to witness and stuff. And this song, Bitch, I felt like I was like rebellious in some way. Like I was just like testing the waters of like being bad, but not bad, but just like holding all these multitudes. Like I'm all these things, like I'm these, like I'm good and I'm bad. Like, and the lyrics are just really fun. And it's a great song. And I just remember kind of in those years, like really relating to it and feeling empowered by singing this song. So it's a good one.
It's a very good one. Okay. Another woman that empowered me when I was younger was Erykah Badu. So I grew up in a primarily white community with pretty much all white friends, and most people weren't listening to the music I was listening to. And Erykah Badu, she came out with Erykah Badu Live when I was turning 16. And that album, it's one of the best albums ever. It's incredible. It will change your life if you haven't heard it. Start to finish, beautiful songs, the structure, it's a recording of a concert. So it just feels like you're there and she just speaks to you. But there was one song called Tyrone that came off of this album that was really popular about a woman like getting rid of kind of like a scrubby guy in her life. And it just hits so good. And just being able to stand up to yourself against a man and the wrongdoings that someone's doing against you. I just found that so empowering. And it's like, I feel like women like this and seeing that type of reaction and response to like bad behavior, I think it did like change the way I looked at things. Cause like I won't say I'm pretty confrontational, like not like in a, I'm going to get, like in your face thing, but like if I see something wrong, I say something typically to the person, or I've had a lot of hard conversations, and I'm going to attribute it to like listening to like strong women, like, like Erykah and like Alanis. And I think the girl that did Bitch is Meredith Brooks. Yeah. So yeah, it's just like, I think that was such a great time. Cause that was all like when we were like 16, 17, 18, that stuff came out. And I think it was so great for us. Like it was, I don't know. It planted seeds.
You know what else planted a seed in me?
What?
That sounds bad.
I love it though.
The Macarena.
Oh my gosh.
Was
not expecting that on this list.
I think it shaped me because I can't hear that song now without doing the Macarena dance.
Yeah.
Like it's just been a part of my, culture experience of life, of just because it comes up here and there ever since it came out, which I think was.
Yeah. We were like late
teenagers.
Teens. Yep. Late teens.
You know the dance.
Everybody knows the dance.
Everybody knows the dance. It was a cultural, I don't know.
Phenomenon for sure.
I guess it was. It's a dumb song. I mean, I think it's, I think it's not even, I don't even know what it's about. I think it's not good.
I don't think so either. It was catchy and yeah.
I don't even know what they're saying.
No, hopefully nothing bad.
I feel like I could sing along though, even though I don't know the words.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, it's one of those kind of songs. So yeah, there you go.
Okay. This one's a little niche maybe. I don't know. But there was a group called Another Bad Creation. And it was this like group of little Black kids singing about the playground. And it's one of the first songs I think I can distinctly remember talking to my friend Dina in 4th grade. We were crossing guard attendants. So like back in the day, we had crossing guard duty. And so we were crossing guard duty one morning and we're like, we're literally like talking to each other about Another Bad Creation, this group. And it was one of the first times I felt cool. I was 10 and I was like, I feel like I didn't know how to say it, but I'm like, I just remember feeling so cool, like knowing this music and like, yeah, at the playground, like, and just knowing the little rap and stuff. And I just felt so cool. Like I'm cool. Like I listen to cool music. I got cool friends. I'm cool. Like it was just such a little like fourth grader thing to have and think, but it was, and like, I'm cool. I'm the crossing guard today. Look at my flag. Like it was just ridiculous.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I listened to the song I'll Be Missing You by Puff Daddy
Oh my gosh.
over and over and over and over again. Why?
Because it was a cultural phenomenon.
I
at the
listened
time.
to it so much.
Yeah. I mean, he's highly problematic, but that song is slaps and it's good.
It does. I don't know what it is about the song.
I don't know either. I mean, it kind of like put a cap too on like this really intense time in the music industry where like, because Tupac had been killed and then Biggie had been killed and like there's just all this stuff. And I feel like it kind of, not that it wrapped up that era per se, but
it was a tribute to them.
It was a tribute, but it also like, I feel like that's kind of when stuff was shifting more from like, kind of shifted from that harder gangster rap, and then we started moving into like the pop rap.
Okay,
when like Puffy was like really present, and like Mace and those guys, and like Nelly, and I feel like there was kind of a shift. Not that those people aren't hard or they weren't singing about also hard things, but I just feel like that kind of marked it into an era and like shifting into like a new one. Not that that impacted the way you listen to the song, but it's a great song.
I was listening to that song.
Yeah,
I wasn't listening to a lot of the others.
Yeah, like it kind of just was a shift.
Yeah.
I have one Christian song on here by like my favorite gospel artist used to be Kirk Franklin, obsessed. And there was a song called Looking Out for Me. And that song, for whatever reason, just spoke to me so deeply. There was like a few, like it was from several different albums, but there was like, I had mixed a CD that was like my Kirk Franklin jams. And I just remember I would like jam on that before like going into youth ministry, or if I had a hard day, and I would just be listening to Kirk Franklin. I tried to see him in concert when I was in South Korea, and then he canceled. And I was so sad that I saw him in Chicago, and I was like obsessed. And it just resonated so deeply in that season of my life. And
love that.
I remember giving it to like some of my, well, they're friends now. Like it's so weird because I have students now that are friends. I'm like, oh, they're in their 30s, so we're like way past them being kids. Anyway, I remember giving a girl, she was having a hard time, and I burnt her CD of Kirk Franklin music. I'm like, listen to this.
I love it. Okay, another song I listened to over and over again is Angel by Shaggy.
Oh my gosh. That's a choice,
it
babe.
Is.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved that song. I listened to it so many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a more recent one for me, but I love Fiona Apple. She's like one of my favorite artists of all time. I love her music. And she had a song called A Mistake. And she's just like, I'm going to make a mistake and I'm going to do it on purpose. She's like, I'm going to unpave my path. And I'm like, I'm so tightly wound, and I try to keep such control in my life that this song, when I'm in places in my life when I kind of feel like I'm holding on too tight, I will actually listen to this song to remind myself of like, it doesn't have to be this way. We could let go. We can make different choices.
Yeah.
We don't have to be perfect. You know, like we can F up a lot of things and not have it be like the end of the world, and it's going to be okay. And I love this song. Anyway, I just love it so much.
That's so great.
Yeah.
This one, I'm pretty sure that probably most people have never heard or never heard of.
Okay.
Unless you lived in Belize in this little window of time when I was there, in my early adulthood life. So I think I was 19, 20. I think I was 20. And I was teaching school in this small, remote like village. And I lived with a thatch roof house, and I had a roommate, and we were both teachers, and we were both like young women, and we became really good friends. And she had a bunch of sisters, and those sisters would always come and visit and stay with us and stuff. And we just had a lot of fun together. And there is a type of music that it still exists today, and you can find it. It's called, listen very carefully because it sounds like a bad word in Spanish, but it's not, because it's got an N in it. So it's called punta. Okay. Punta. Punta is the kind of music it is. And it's also a dance that you can do to the music. And it's like a cultural type thing from like the Caribbean, and there's like a way to dance, and you just like really move your hips really, really fast. And so my roommate and her sisters were teaching me how to do this dance. And we would practice and we would dance like all the time. Like it was just so fun and so funny. And this song we would put on all the time and it just cracked us up. It made us laugh and we would imitate the song because the song starts up. Okay, it's called Neva di Home. And it's like Neva, D-I, and then home.
Okay.
It's by Reckless Flores.
Okay.
And Neva di Home, it's like it's in Creole, like Belizean Creole. And it starts off with almost like it's like a story and somebody's talking and then somebody else is talking and it's like he's knocking on the door and he's like talking about how this girl is never home and he calls her and she's never home and all this, and it's like it starts off with like over a minute long of just like this guy talking and he has this really weird voice and it's just so strange, unique song, but we listened to it so many times and then we would always quote it and stuff like that, just had like inside jokes kind of about it. And we would just laugh about it all the time. So it has this big long intro and then the song starts and it's like a really fast beat. And then we would punta dance to it. And it just like, I haven't heard the song forever, but if I ever, or in forever, but any time, like if I go looking for it and I find it, it just brings me right back. And I want to punta dance. And I also just want to laugh with these girls like we used to, because it was just so funny and weird. And anybody listening to our playlist that listens to this is going to be like, what is this? Like, it's so random and strange, but it's very much a part of that season of my life that like, if I had to pick one song, it would be that just kind of defined that whole year for me of that experience of living there, of making these connections, making these friendships with people that I never knew before and that I got really close to and just like felt like, I mean, they taught me so much. They taught me a lot of Spanish and like, anyways, it was amazing. And that song is also amazing in its own way. You'll see.
I'm excited. This is going to be a fun little playlist to like put together and to like
so
relive.
random.
Yeah, so random. But I mean, I feel like that's what life is, right? It's just all these random experiences and memories and moments. And
we all have them, right? We all, like every one of us is going to have a playlist that kind of shaped our lives in one way or another.
Yeah.
And I know there's, thousands more songs that I could probably list that
did something.
These are the ones that just came to mind, when I was thinking over it. So there you go.
I love it. Yeah.
That was fun. Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to support our show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost, so check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.